All right. What is going on, guys? Let's wait for YouTube. Actually, we got some people in the lobby right now. Let's see. It says I'm live. It doesn't give me a count. Okay, 27 people in here. We got Wolf Moon, Elliot Crabtree. Oh, wait, but I got to give a shout out to MJ Evans for being the first comment. Clint, Chris, what's up, man? What's up, Austin? Gary says, Jags looking so hot. It's 90 in New York. Hell yeah, man. It is about the same down in Florida, man. What's up, Richmond? Sea Breacher, what's up, man? What's up, Cameron? What's up, D2? What's going on, Cheyenne? Upset Matt. What's going on, guys? So I'm doing another one of these videos for the channel. It's almost become a staple of the channel where I pretty much do a reaction to the Hunt series by the Jaguars. It's really an awesome series. They do very well with all the with the production of it and everything, and it's just really well put together. This one is what was that? Let's go back. I had it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So basically it's 15 minutes long, so it's a good length. So I got a loaded show tonight, guys. After the reaction, I've got actually a Clemson YouTuber joining me at 8:45. His name is Pigskin Pete, and he's a Clemson guy. So it's gonna be cool, man. We're gonna talk about obviously Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, just anything else, man. He's a good friend of mine, one of my favorite YouTubers out there. Shout out to Hunter Miller. You in that jersey would make a cute baby. Yeah, me in the Westbrook jersey. I got to get a new jersey there. The only thing is about getting a jersey there is that like I had to thumbtack, like I had to put holes all through it because you see like kind of the corners of it are like in, and I really don't want to puncture holes in a new jersey, but I just got to put something different up there. I got to get like one of those sick Trevor Lawrence things that they had. You know what I mean? Beanie Baby says, cool hat. Yeah, I'm repping Charmander. I said, why not, man? Why not? Yeah, Richmond. He says, that dude that got banned from Twitter that you posted. Yes, he is joining. And we're going to air it out, man. I'm gonna let him redeem himself because my buddy, he put out a tweet talking about how Trevor Lawrence can snap somebody's neck like a toothpick. And then apparently he got banned from Twitter for threat to cause bodily harm. So, I gotta talk to him about that. So before I get into kind of this reaction, I do want to give a shout out to all the members of the channel, man. Shout out to all the people at the Cub level. We got a bunch of you guys in here. Also the big cats as well. And as always, the pride of UCF Jaguar. We all went live actually 2 days ago. We did a member-only live stream. It's like a round table, and we just pretty much just sit there and shoot the shit. It's a lot of fun. So, that's something you guys are interested in. You guys can become a member for as low as $3 a month. The link to join is right down below if you guys are interested. But without further ado, I'm gonna get into this, I guess, reaction, and hopefully it goes good, man. So let's go ahead and get this in here. Let's maximize that. All right, so I haven't watched this yet, but this is always very well put together. I wish I could switch. That's one thing about this streaming service or this StreamYard. It's not very customizable. I would like to switch it so it looks like I'm looking at the video, but whatever. All right, so let's get into it.
Greatness is really hard. And I'm looking at a couple guys that have won it before, and they understand how hard it is. That's right.
Oh, look at that. So we got the rookies right now. Yeah, so this is what's gonna be a cool addition, man. This is episode 3. The first episode was about, after Doug Marrone got fired, then they talked to, they introduced Urban Meyer and Trent Baalke and stuff, and then they went to the pro day of Trevor Lawrence. Second one was about free agency, and now the third one, man, we finally get a look at the rookie class, man. So there's Trevor Lawrence, Tim Jones, Travis Etienne, Cisco, Jalen Camp, Walker Little. We got the Tufele guy, the defensive tackle out of USC, Luke Farrell. So there these guys are, man.
Very few people get to that point. And you're going to hear me talk about pushing people to the edge. And the edge is this. Edge is where average stops and elite begins. Visualize that for a minute. That's why there's only one champion at the end of the year. It's not the best talent all the time. It's a group of people that do what? Learn to fight through the edge. You get to that edge, you fight through it.
Dude, how can you listen to this guy and not believe in him? Did you hear that line? Like he said, like elite is right where like average ends. And let's hear that again.
Champion stops. Talk about pushing people to the edge, and the edge is this. Edge is where average stops and elite begins.
Average stops and elite begins.
That's why there's only one champion at the end of the year. It's not the best talent all the time. It's a group of people that do what? Learn to fight through the edge. You get to that edge, you fight through it.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh my God, they're buying into this guy, man. I freaking love it. That shit gets me hyped. Like, how can you listen to this guy and doubt him, bro? A little quote from Shad Khan. Inflection point. Ooh, that sounds spicy. Dude, this is weird. The Jaguars have advertisements on their videos. Like, dude, they make so much money. They make so much money as an organization. Like, whoa, what is this? What is going on here? My computer's freaking out. Okay. I mean, they make so much money as an organization. Like, like the amount of YouTube revenue they make is just so small. It's just, I don't know. This is kind of funny.
We are knee deep in the NFL draft process, obviously, and we're looking at these picks to make instant impact, especially those first 4 picks.
You're always looking for the stars to align when you're looking at prospects. When you look at the draft, you're looking at value. You're stacking the board based on the value of a player, not necessarily on need. You know, on Sundays, it's easy to call plays when the preparation's right. I think the same thing with the draft. I think we're going to be very prepared, feel very good about where we're at. So trusting that board, that's how you make a living. You got to trust it. What we try to do is just look at the player for what he is,
talk.
Stack the board for what it is, and let the board speak to us on draft day.
Oh yeah, I remember this. They went on the
greatness is borderline impossible.
Battleship. Let's hear
You
this.
have to embrace the misery of greatness. It's a commitment that most people really don't understand. You people understand because of what you do. I'm just a big fan of the United States military. My father was Army, my sister Air Force, and I've studied military. Everything that we do in our organization, there's some military foundation.
Dude, he's just like, when Urban Meyer just speaks, man, he, like, you just sit there and listen, man. Like, dude, he's over here. He goes from pumping up rookies to going here and pumping up, you know, military people. I mean, it's just crazy.
Behind that, I'm a big fan. And so I know there's a beautiful naval base here. And I said, let's get some fresh air and go say thank you to these men and women. And it was a great day. If you start making the strides that we're going to try to push the Jaguars to do, you know what? It gets really, really hard. Expectations start to grow. Most of the time, what happens when it gets really hard? People turn back. They grab their bag and go home. Give me your very, very best and watch what happens. Because very few of us that walk the planet ever get to say they've been at the top of the mountain. So on behalf of the Jaguars, thank you for what you do. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much.
I love it.
It was great to say thank you and shake
I love it. Look, there's Charlie Strong. Dude, I gotta say, man.
Historic draft.
I mean, I know we all get older, but dude, Charlie Strong and Urban Meyer, they packed on at least 100 pounds between the two since their Florida coaching days. But hey, what a, you know, that's what it's like getting older, man.
Shake hands with some of our heroes. It's a historic draft for Jacksonville. And we have to get this thing right. Jacksonville deserves that, and we cannot miss.
The day is finally here, April 29th, 2021.
It is the biggest day in franchise history.
I want to see if I recognize anybody from
This
here.
is April 29th, 2021.
It is.
I might know that guy. Let's see.
The day is finally here, April 29th,
No, I don't.
2021.
It is the biggest day in
I act like I know
history.
everybody,
This
but I don't.
is a paradigm shift for the franchise, for the fan base.
Oh, there's James
City.
Robinson.
Boy,
It would have been cool to be here. You guys all know where I was. We were watching it together, but you know, it would have been cool
the
to be here.
stadium's going to be rocking tonight.
If 3 years from now people respect and fear the emblem of the Jaguar, we've done our job. We've owned it. We need to own this thing together. You tell me. I'm tired of hearing about these other great stadiums.
That dude look like Trevor Lawrence.
We need to
Look, is that Trevor Lawrence?
own this thing together. You tell me. I'm tired of hearing about these other great stadiums. We're going to make this a great stadium.
Yes, dude.
Together because we're going to own it.
The Jaguars.
Dude, this is the Urban Meyer show. We saw him talk to rookies. We saw him talk to like military men. Now we're hearing him talk to the fans. Dude, I love it.
Soon to be put on the clock here in the draft hall in Cleveland, Ohio.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be the guy. It's a slam dunk, 100% going to happen.
Trevor Lawrence will be the pick, but they also have pick number 25, and that's the interesting one.
Urban Meyer said we need impactful players right away.
The commissioner is now at the podium. Concert's over, and we'll start a football draft here in a minute.
Go.
The 2021 NFL draft is now.
Yo, shout out to BNU, man. Dude, thank you so much for the donation, man. He says, just supporting, bro. Like and donate. Let's go, Jags Pride. Hell yeah, man. Dude, thank you so much. You mentioned the Pride. BNU's awesome. He is a proud member of the Pride of UCF Jaguar. Thank you so much for what you do. Very supportive. And thanks everybody, man. This is a lot of fun, man. We got 80 people in here, man. Like BNews said, man, drop a like, do all that good stuff. We got a cool show today. We got this. After this, we got a Clemson YouTuber coming on. It's gonna be fun, man. Shout out to Biggs. He says, Duval, thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. Hope you guys are enjoying as much as I am. And dude, we are right in the thick of it, man. We're right at the start of the NFL draft, my favorite night of the year, and we all know what happens from here, man. I have a feeling we're about to get some Trevor Lawrence action in here, which is never bad.
Now officially open. The Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock.
Dude, how hyped were you guys when you heard that? How hyped were you guys when they said the 2021 NFL draft is, now underway? The Jaguars are on the clock. It's like, oh my God. Can we have I want to have the first pick every year without like having a 1-15 record. How can we do that? Can we just make trades with shitty teams? Oh man. But yeah, Be New is the go to the chat. Seabridge just says Be New always supporting. Charlie Boy says Be New is the man. Yeah, everyone loves Be New. How can we not? Yo, Be New, you gotta next roundtable talk. You definitely gotta join and talk with us, man. It'll be a lot of fun.
Who is number one? Guys like Trevor Lawrence, they simply don't come around very often. He's one of the most sure prospects at the quarterback position coming out of college that we've seen in a long time.
Shocked the world.
Golly, come on, this is the longest 10 minutes of my life. When the league called, they said you have to wait 7 minutes to turn in the card. So we didn't pick up the phone to call him. We just sat there and he's sitting on his end wondering why we haven't called him.
We were past like 6
Dude,
minutes.
look at Trevor. He's sitting there like, when are they calling me? And his girlfriend's just like, oh, no, don't worry, honey. Dude, I feel like I know this exact conversation. But they should have at least warned him. They should have said, look, we had to wait 7 minutes, so just be patient. I don't know. I do like this get up, though. I was wearing something very similar to this today, except with gray pants with the white shoes.
We haven't called him.
We were past like 6 minutes when, we're ready to turn it in. And then there was the setup.
Go ahead and call. Go ahead and call.
Dogecoin has had an unreal last 12
Dogecoin,
months.
dude. I put $100 in a couple weeks ago, and it is down right now. Dogecoin. Side conversation. Yeah, Cameron says, wife, first lady of Jacksonville. Dude, she is, man. That presidential pic of them coming off that airplane. It's like the only players, like girlfriend and wife, I follow on Instagram because she's part of the family, man. She's part of the family. When Trevor Lawrence and Marissa have a baby, that will be the most famous baby to ever be born in Jacksonville. Dude, we're all going to be monitoring that very closely.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voice.
We started calling and getting a recording. So and there you're seeing the clock tick away, and then let's try it again. Got the same recording. And so after about 3 tries, it's like, we're getting nervous. And, Urban said, I'm getting more.
Yeah, they didn't answer the call first. Let me hear that. Sorry, I got distracted.
Seeing that calling and getting a recording. so
Go ahead and call. Go ahead and call.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach.
They were getting an answer.
Calling and getting a recording. so and there you're seeing the clock tick away, and then let's try it again. Got the same recording. And
dude, look how
after
puzzled he looks.
Tries, it's like we're getting nervous, and Urban says, "I'm getting on my cell phone right now."
Hello,
Trevor.
What's up, Coach?
There
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm anxious.
Well, we're about to make you the
dude. I love this. I love this setup in here. It's like, all right, family, we're gonna sit on the couch. Everybody else, get the fuck in the kitchen. Get out of my room. Get in the kitchen, okay? Close family only over here.
I'm good. I'm
dude, also check out the product placement. He is sponsored by Gatorade. We got the Clemson colored Gatorades right here on the table. We got the, what is that, a Gatorade power drink, something like that right here. Dude, we know what you're doing, man. We know what you're doing.
Well, we're about to make you the first overall pick in Jaguar football history. Congratulations to you, Marissa, and your family.
Thank you, Coach. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Hey, Trevor, congratulations. We're so pumped.
We're so pumped.
I'm just as excited.
Dude, when Sean Collins pumped, I'm pumped.
Oh, man, the whole family's here, so it's awesome.
Congratulations, man.
I'm ready to go to work.
So we'll turn it in, make it official in about 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Let's go. All right. To get that call and to talk to Coach Meyer and Mr. Kahn and Mr. Balky and all of them was just great. Super surreal.
How about that? Hey, first pick in Jaguar history, first overall pick. How cool is that?
That's a contradicting statement. You're the first overall pick in Jaguars history. It's like, I mean, he's the first player to get picked #1 in Jaguar history, but he's not the first overall pick. And I don't know, little contradicting words there, Urban.
Crazy. Hey, Clemson too. Coach Sweeney reminded me. So it's a good day. I appreciate you guys. Seriously, I'm so excited to get down there. When I was a little kid, like all I wanted to do was play college football and be a quarterback. Like that was what I wanted to do. And leading up to this point, like that's become more and more real. And I've kind of been
Sam says Shad Khan sounds so awkward on every call. Yeah, he just sounds like he has a hard time like relating to young guys. I'm so pumped. I gotta love him.
Like trying to get ready for it.
He's the reason Trevor's here,
last night, just making it official.
With the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Quarterback.
Let's
Clemson.
go. Let's go. Stay in the kitchen, everybody. Stay the fuck in the kitchen.
Shaped me into who I am and been a part of my journey. I think that was the coolest part, is seeing them get to be a part of it.
This was just the culmination of the franchise-changing moment, the inflection point, and it was, absolutely
what a time!
joyous
What a time!
And a relief to see it happen.
Congrats, Doug. Everything in this organization is earned, and Trevor Lawrence earned the first pick of the draft.
Hey. Oh, he kissed me.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars back on the clock. They, of course, began our night tonight by selecting a man they hope will completely change the fortunes of their franchise. Trevor Lawrence headed to Jacksonville to play for one of the great college football coaches of all time in Urban Meyer.
Urban has a vision for the team. We need speed, and we want to set Trevor up for success.
We got to go big now.
With the 25th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Etienne, running back, Clemson.
This one was interesting, man. And it's so funny. I wasn't mad at the beginning of this pick because I was like, all right, we got an offensive weapon. Like I knew right at the moment, because it would have been a bad pick if he only played running back. But the fact that he's going to be splitting out a wide out a lot, I do really like that.
Happened, but I was thinking I was going 30 to the Bills, so just kind of surreal moment for me to be here.
Dude, I'm telling you, they stuck these guys in like every house looked the same with like the couch right here, the white walls, the loft. Every house looked the same.
I was going 30 to the Bills, so just kind of surreal moment for me to be here reunited with Trev. It's just very great, so I'm just very thankful.
I had no idea. I actually got a text message literally right before it went in. Hey, we got your teammate.
Text Trevor, taking your teammate.
What the heck? I had no idea. I didn't know who we were going to pick. Just so cool.
I wish they didn't spoil that. I really wish Trevor Lawrence was watching and then it was like Travis Etienne. You know what I mean? No one likes to get spoiled,
Part
man.
of that, bringing a teammate with me, you know, we're in this together, and it's going to be really fun.
Trent, you had a bad look on your face, pal.
When?
before the Steelers pick.
The anxiety, obviously, as you know, there were teams that were needed a running back. You know, we thought Pittsburgh right ahead of us would take him, and you know, getting to it, and then you know, seeing who Pittsburgh picked, and you know, he was on the board. A sense of relief and joy.
Welcome to Jacksonville.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look forward to meeting you and looking forward to winning here, okay?
It's a great situation.
Okay, Grandpa.
You already have great offensive players, defensive players, so I feel like as if great things are going to happen soon with Coach Vision and people just here willing and ready to work.
Well, the first stop when you get here is the weight room.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, they're going to make them lift.
Where's the day, Coach?
I'm part of a team now, and I feel like they just welcome me with open arms, and I really just can't wait to get to work.
And sorry if I'm going through this a little bit fast. I got somebody joining. I have someone joining in 15 minutes, so I don't want to you know, have him waiting around. But we got 6 more minutes of this, and then I got Pigskin Pete coming on. So just so y'all know. Also, I didn't dim the background. I did something different. I just have it lit in here a little bit. You know, got to switch it up a little bit. I love Shad. You got to appreciate a good owner. I'm an Arsenal fan in English football, and Stan Kroenke owns Arsenal and has destroyed the club. Yeah, Stan Kroenke just is not a good dude. Not a good dude. Shad, I give Shad a lot of credit. We were all, you know, pissed at him last year just with the where the team was. But, you know, he knew what was at stake. He really, like Urban said, that he really wanted Trevor Lawrence. So, and Urban Meyer kind of told him about it before the season. So, I mean, he's a big reason why he's there. Shout out to Pigskin Pete. He'll be coming on the channel in about 15 minutes. Shout out to him, man. Gizmo says, very happy they went offense. Herb wanted weapons. Yeah, I had a feeling at that pick that they were going to take an offensive weapon just with the way how many defensive players they were getting in the first round. We just needed some firepower, man. But thank you for the donation, Gizmo. All right. Let's see him. There he is.
Let's go.
Switching to the navy blue.
Let's do it, man. So, man, thank you. Great to be here. Thank you, man.
Yeah, this is like random. Did they tell him that? Oh, yeah, by the way, when you get to the stadium, there's going to be a bunch of third graders chanting their name and stuff.
Harris. Welcome to Duval. This is your ball.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's awesome. Thank you, guys. You guys all signed it?
Yeah.
I love it. It's good to see y'all. Appreciate you guys. We're excited to make this home. We can't wait. It's going to be a fun year. So good to meet all y'all.
You think if I put on one of their shirts, I would have been able to blend in with the kids? Because I'd be just as excited to meet him.
Yeah, this is awesome. It feels so good. Being only like a few hours from my hometown and from Clemson, it's just really cool to see how everything worked out. And like I said, we're so excited to join the community and get to work. What's up, guys? This is Trevor. I just got to town. It's beautiful. Me and Marissa are super excited to be here. Thank you guys for welcoming us so much.
Let's hear it.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a super fun year. And last thing, Duval.
Oh, yeah. That was a good first Duval.
Clemson, been surrounded by great people like Coach Sweeney and the whole staff and my team.
Yeah, by the way, I am giving a giveaway a Trevor Lawrence jersey. I'm thinking Monday is going to be the stream. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be Jaguars trivia. So whoever answers, like the answer is quickest and like the most questions as quick as possible, you guys are going to get the jersey. And then shortly after, I'm going to do a Trevor Lawrence giveaway for the members. So be on the lookout for that for sure. Shout out to Guala Q. Says, I'm loving the energy so far with the team. Me too, man. Me too. Like you can tell there's a lot of great energy. The players are oozing energy right now in different interviews. And dude, like, and the national media is trying to tear us down, saying that Urban Meyer is losing the locker room with all the Tim Tebow stuff. It's like, you know what? National media can sit there and be negative. We all know how great of a situation that we're in. And, you know, I mean, listen to Urban Meyer, dude. I trust the hell out of the guy. You know, I'm not letting anybody take this away from us, but thank you so much for the donation. We also got Jason just became a member of the channel. Thank you so much, man. You have just joined the elite levels of, let's see if I got it here. Boom, Cubs. We got the Big Cats, and we got the Pride of UCF Jaguars. So go ahead and drop your Duval emojis right now, man. What's called? I did add 2 more emojis. It's a long Jaguar, so it's definitely drop. I want to see the long Jaguars. I want to see how they look, but you know, I added 2 more for you guys. As I get more members, I can add more emojis, so it's always cool to, you know, kind of get some more like that. All right, Elliot, we'll catch you later, man. Big Pete says we're watching in Houston. Hell yeah, man. Hopefully when I look this way, you guys can still hear me. But yeah, thank you, Walla, for the donation. Also, thank you so much, Jason, for joining. Yeah, there we go. Now we got some Jags in here. Let me see how it looks, because I can't see it on the StreamYard. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it looks pretty sick. I gotta admit, I do like that. I don't actually have the emojis myself because I'm not a member of my own channel, but I like that, man. That looks cool. What's called? Jason says, "Hey, bro, I met you once at a tailgate up here with Johnny Jaguar. Glad to join. I remember playing some cornhole with you too." Oh yeah, that was man, that was probably in 2017 or 2016, right? Big shout out to Upset Matt for joining the YouTube membership. Thank you so much, man. You got your Duval emojis too, my man. He joined the Pride of UCF Jaguar level. Thank you so much, man. Welcome. You got your emojis. But yeah, man, that was probably a long time ago. I haven't met up. I mean, I talk to Johnny Jaguar all the time, but I haven't tailgated with him in a while. But all right, man. Thank you so much, Matt, for joining. All right, guys, let's get back to the stream.
Mates and actually going to bring a teammate with me, Travis. So
you'd be crazy not to want to play with Trevor Lawrence. Like I said earlier, it brings me that sense of normalcy. Just been with him these past 3 years. I feel like I just can't wait to do great things here.
Yo!
Hey, look at this. This is so cool right here.
Dude, congrats, dude. Let's go. Dude, I was not expecting that. Were you?
Dude, I got to take out some points from Travis, though, dude. That was a little bit
Etienne
awkward with the girlfriend, dude. Say what's up to the girlfriend. Hey, dude. What's up, man?
Dude, I was not.
I'm just going to pretend your wife isn't even here. Come on, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
Whatever.
Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, a great combo. 2 very successful players on the college level trying to start things at the NFL level.
We felt very good about what we got at 1 and what we got at 25. There's always a player left from day 1 that you want to go get on day 2. So I feel very good about where we're sitting right now.
Day 2 of the 2020 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock.
Well, the Jaguars have 2 picks in the second round, then the first pick of the third round. So they have a chance to make some moves tonight.
They need to go to the defensive side of the ball.
Urban loves long, fast corners. So watch out for a guy like Tyson Campbell from Georgia.
God, you good with Tyson?
That's the way to go.
Tyson, Urban Meyer, how are you?
Shad's like, yeah, I broke down his film. I love his length. Needs to work on ball skills.
Tyson?
That's the way to go.
Tyson, Urban Meyer, how are you?
Dude, he seems pumped with the pick. That's the way to go.
The way to go.
Tyson, Urban Meyer, how are you?
Tyson, I am so pumped.
My man. Yeah. It's been a long time, my man, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congrats. We're picking you with the 33rd pick of the NFL Draft. Welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you, Coach. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Tyson Campbell, DB, Georgia.
Congratulations. We're using the number 45 pick. Welcome to Jacksonville, brother.
Thank you so much. You guys are so excited.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Walker Little, tackle, Stanford. With the 65th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select
We just turned the pick in, so you're officially a Jaguar now.
Andre Cisco, defensive back, Syracuse.
All right, here we go.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select
JJ's.
Jay
Let's hear
Kelly, defensive tackle, USC.
Just come here and give us the best version of you. That's
come
all we
on.
ask, all right?
I'm ready.
Dude, they missed the best part. We didn't get the Let's Go JJ's. Oh, that's disappointing, dude. That is so disappointing.
I'm ready to be great.
I honestly feel like this is one of the best draft classes, of all the teams. So Urban Meyer has did this continuously in the past. It's an honor for me to be a part of, something another dynasty that he's about to create.
Got some great news for you, brother. Welcome to Jacksonville.
No way.
Yep. Congratulations. Are you with your mom and dad?
1 second, yeah.
Hey, Coach.
Farrells, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, you get to wear black and teal and gold. How about that? Welcome to Jacksonville.
It's not much gold, Urban.
Whoever reaches out and takes a chance on me is going to get a diamond in this draft.
We're going to turn this thing in real quick here and make you a Jaguar.
Dude, that's a weird looking shirt. Doesn't it look like the shirt's on backwards?
Here and make you a Jaguar. We got 9 guys we feel strongly about, both as players and culture fits. Now the hard work begins. Now we got to get them in here. We got to go to work.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Funky Buddha Premium Hard Seltzer is
What is this?
Funk
What the fuck is this commercial?
1000.
That was deeply disturbing. Damn, rookie minicamp. This is a week ago. Are we going to get some slow-mo Trevor Lawrence throws? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Hey, congratulations, man. Welcome to Jacksonville. I will remind you. I'm going to push your coaches to remind you. Sit back and say, my gosh, I'm in the National Football League. That means 1% of 1% that ever put on shoulder pads ever get to do this. Don't ever forget that. The only reason a coach exists today
This is
is
badass,
to maximize your value. We have no interest in a player that's coming here for a one-stop shop. We want someone that wants to be part of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That emblem means something to you, and you own it. It's yours. It's your house. If we can create a kind of atmosphere of the Jaguars,
Look
when
at
they see that
that. Oh, I
emblem,
love it.
it means something. By the
I
time
love
we
it.
get to Houston, Texas next year, when we get ready to take the field, that emblem has got to mean something, or we're in trouble.
You need a team.
Dude, I love how much like Urban Meyer talks about like protecting the emblem and like playing for the emblem. I love that, man. I really love it.
It's not one guy, and I think that's the mistake people make is they think one guy's going to change everything. You got to have the pieces around, and we have a lot of great pieces here.
Hey, I think Trevor Lawrence has been following the Jaguar fan pages. It doesn't take one guy; it takes a whole team. Well, yeah, no shit. And I'm not talking about Trevor. I'm talking about the people that were like, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence is going to fix everything." It's like, yeah, that's why we have like 20 draft picks
here, and I'm one of those pieces, and there's a lot of other ones.
It feels like I'm right at home. I mean, it doesn't feel much different. I feel like it's new colors, but the same goals that we have in hand. Having Trev here just really makes everything easier, and we both going through it, so we have each other to lean on when times get hard.
It's going to be cool to see this grow and build, and I think for sure the best is in front of us.
I like it, man. I like it. Best hunt episode so far. Best hunt episode so far. I can't wait. I can't wait to rewatch that, man. But shout out to the Jaguars for that. I probably should put the link in the description because I'm just kind of using their stuff for my channel. But hey, they watch my videos. They watch my videos and they know that I do this kind of stuff. So all I'm doing is just kind of propping them up. So yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed that. I hope you guys all enjoy it too. Axon says, "What's up? Haven't seen a Jag fan on YouTube." Well, I'm here, man. I'm here. James says, "Can't wait to smoke the Texans week 1." Dude, I'm so happy we got that game week 1. I'm so happy we got that game week 1 because it's like we should win that game. We're just better than them. It's that's I haven't not in a while have I ever said we need to win week 1. That one we actually have to win. You know what I mean? Sea Breacher Robinson. All right, guys. So I'm going to bring on the channel, man. I've got a guest coming on, as you guys all saw in the hunt video. We drafted a couple of Clemson players. So with that said, I got to bring on a Clemson YouTuber. I've got let's check this out. I got Pigs Compete in the building. What's up, man?
What is up, brother? What's up, Jags Nation? Duval.
Hell yeah, dude. Yo, I mentioned that I was like, I don't really have a lot of people on this channel all the time, especially for live streams. Yeah. And I've been on your channel and stuff. And then I never saw an opportunity to ever really bring you on. But I knew we were getting Trevor Lawrence, so I was like, I'm gonna have him on sometime. And all of a sudden we went Clemson again, man, with Etienne. So yeah, what were your kind of thoughts about it all?
That was the real story. First of all, we all knew what was going to happen with Trevor. We knew he was going to be the guy. But I think it was kind of shocking that they took Etienne in the first round. But I think it was the right pick for a lot of reasons. I mean, first of all, Travis Etienne is you guys are going to notice as Jags fans You gained thousands and thousands of new fans automatically. Clemson fans follow NFL teams based on their former players just about more than any other college team does. We saw in Houston when Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins and a couple other guys were there. Same thing with the Raiders. The Raiders drafted a bunch of Clemson players, and there's a bunch of Clemson fans that are Raider fans. So you're going to see a lot of Clemson people, all over social media and everything, rooting for these guys. But Travis Etienne is definitely a favorite among Clemson fans all time. I'm not talking about just over the past 4 or 5 years. I'm talking about all time. And he may go down in history as the most decorated running back in the history of the ACC. I mean, the guy holds 3 ACC records. He's the leading rusher all time in the ACC with like 5,000 yards. He's the leading touchdown of all time in the ACC with 78 touchdowns. He's the leader in points scored, or I think like 470 points scored or something like that. It's ridiculous. And the guy can do anything. And I feel vindicated because the discussion was after the 2019 season is that Travis Etienne should have entered the draft. He stayed for his 4th year, and everyone's, scratching their head going, why is this guy not going into the NFL? Because running backs only have a certain amount of tread on the tires and this and that. And I said, because, there's a couple of reasons. First reason was he got a 2nd round grade, and he feels like he was a 1st round talent. Second of all, as far as the tread on the tires, he averaged 12 touches a game. That's hardly anything, which makes all of those records that he set even more impressive, quite frankly. But so he vindicated himself too. He earned himself a lot more money as becoming a 1st round pick as opposed to a 2nd round pick. Most of these college running backs that are elite running backs, in college football, the teams overuse them. Like you look at Jonathan Taylor, for example. He was an elite running back for Wisconsin for a few years. They were giving that guy the ball 25 times a game. So Travis Etienne, compared to these other elite running backs that come out of college, just had a fraction of those amount of touches. But you guys got a good one in him, believe me.
Yeah, because like Etienne, dude, his yards per carry was something like outrageous. Like I think it was like over like 9 yards per carry or something like that. Like, yeah. I mean, it was just like dynamite.
Yeah.
So were you surprised? Like, because when the Jaguars drafted Etienne, everyone was like, dude, why are we getting a running back? Like, we already have James Robinson. But my initial thought was like, dude, this is an offensive weapon. We're going to line him up kind of all over the field, because if we're just solely drafting a 3rd down running back, I don't like the move. But the thing is, I saw him. I was like, dude, like, this was the guy. Like, I wasn't about getting Najee Harris in the 1st round. I was more about getting Travis Etienne just because he's so versatile. And I just felt like he could split out wide and do a lot of different things. So, when the Jaguars announced that they were going to line him up at wide receiver for rookie minicamp, were you at all surprised by it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I hope that they don't try to primarily use him that way as a gimmick sort of player. I understand doing it. I mean, he can play anywhere on the field. He'll also return kicks for sure because of how fast he is. But I hope that they, he's able to run between the tackles. He led the ACC last year in yards after contact as a running back. So it's not like the guy can't take a hit and run between the tackles. But I can see putting him in the slot, putting him out wide sometimes because he's a huge mismatch for both the linebackers and safeties. There's no doubt about that. And his first season at Clemson, he didn't really catch the ball a lot. Like he progressed as the years went on as a receiver. And by the time he left Clemson, he was he's one of the best receivers at that position in all of college football. So yeah, he can do pretty much anything. Yeah, because I don't know, like with him, I just think he's like super versatile. Then a lot of times Urban Meyer with his best players, he just tries to line them up all over the place. Like, Percy Harvin came into Florida as a wide receiver. Then he started playing a lot more running back. And then same thing with like Curtis Samuel. So he takes these guys and he just figures out, okay, I got to get playmakers the ball. And that's kind of exactly what it feels like he's doing with Travis Etienne, and just trying to get him in situations where it's like, okay, how can we like really exploit this guy for what he's great at? Well, see, Urban Meyer has a lot of experience with Travis Etienne. Obviously, Clemson and Ohio State have played each other a lot lately in the postseason, and he's a former Ohio State guy. And of course, he was in the media covering these games, so he got to see him up close and in person in big games. And he said that he remembers looking at film before Clemson played Ohio State and saying this guy's going to be a problem. And in the 2000, what game was it? What year was it? 2019 game in the playoffs, he had 127 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. So, I think they pretty much shut him down. They sold out to stop the run. And so he only had like 30 rushing yards or something like that, but he had 127 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. And Urban Meyer remembers that. And he's like, this guy right here could really do some damage, especially paired up with a guy like Trevor Lawrence.
Dude, so when I guess leading up to, because we all know like for the last couple of years that, Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. And obviously like as it, October kind of rolled around and then November, we all said, okay, it's pretty much between the Jaguars and the Jets. Like, were you at all like when you were following that, were you like leaning toward like one team with the whole thing and like Clemson in general? Like, were they like not wanting him in one place and wanting him in the other place?
Oh, well, me personally, I would have rather see him go to the Jaguars. But I don't know why, I don't know how the rest of the fan base felt. I mean, the Jets are a terrible franchise. I know the Jaguars, aren't exactly like the picture perfect franchise over the past few years, but he's going to go to a quote unquote bad team no matter what, because he's the first overall pick. And I think the pairing with Urban Meyer is also good. Like, I don't really know how well he would fit with the Jets organization. I think the Urban Meyer hire is exciting. And I don't really understand. I never have understood this theory that college coaches can't succeed in the NFL. And then they'll go, what about Steve Spurrier? And what about Nick Saban? Well, yeah, but there's also a handful of guys that did, translate and then win Super Bowls. Pete Carroll, for example, won national championships at Southern California and Super Bowls with Seattle. So it can be done. And what's his face? Cliff Kingsbury seems to be doing okay over there at Arizona. And Urban Meyer is a winner. Okay. I mean, look, I've been public about the fact that I'm not the hugest fan of Urban Meyer just because of some of the ways that he left programs in college. But as far as football goes, the guy's won everywhere he went. I mean, he knows how to win. He knows how to surround himself with people who are also winners. And I think he's also an extremely good evaluator of talent, as far as drafting goes.
It's just funny because it seems like with the whole call, like, because when people are comparing, like talking about college coaches can't make the transition, it's like they're more so talking about like the bigger guys, like, oh, Nick Saban, big dog, he couldn't translate, but they forget about the middle kind of people. Like, Matt Rule had a great first year in Carolina, like Cliff Kingsbury, they had the number 1 pick, a year, 2 years ago. And then, like just a couple years later and, year 2, they're a game away from the playoffs. And it's like, dude, if Cliff Kingsbury can do it, a guy that's like literally had a losing record in like college, like if he can do it, like how can we discount Urban Meyer? And especially with the way like this is all going into like more of an offensive kind of thing. And it seems like NFL is getting closer to college football when it comes to the offense. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been happening slowly and gradually. The NFL offenses have becoming more like college offenses. Some things, go the other way. Sometimes the college game adopts things from the NFL, but in this case, as far as the offenses go, they've been spreading it out a lot more. You're seeing a lot more college style offenses throughout. I mean, Kansas City is a prime example of this. I mean, they run tons of college style offense plays. And they have been the most exciting offense for the past 3 years. And it's mainly because, of course, they have, some great players, a great quarterback, some great receivers and all that. But there's no I think you're going to see a similar thing in Jacksonville. Once that thing gets rolling, I think it's going to be an exciting offense to watch.
It's just funny because Matt Campbell at Iowa State, it just came out today that Detroit offered him like 7 years, $70 million or something like that, like $10 million a year. And like if he went to the Lions, everyone would be like, dude, this is a great hire, great coach and all that. But like Urban Meyer going to, going to Jacksonville, it's like, oh, he's gonna get sick and fake leave. And it's like, dude, like Jaguars have, and it's like every little thing Urban Meyer does, he's just been getting shat on, dude. It's like, when he first got there, like, oh, how long until he leaves? What happens when he starts losing some games? And then like in free agency, he kind of says like, I hate the free agency process. Like I hate how, we're not able to meet with these guys. We just had to give them big contracts. They're like, oh, Urban Meyer can't handle free agency. Oh, we're not just going to change because of Urban Meyer. And then, you know, with all like with drafting Travis Etienne and having them line up at wide receiver for rookie mini camp. Like rookie mini camp, like Travis Etienne, he's a leading rusher in ACC history. He's not going to get anything from rookie OTAs lining up at running back. You know, he's going to at least learn some stuff at wide receiver, but he's not going to pick anything up, you know, lining up at running back during rookie mini camp. So it's like, and now with the whole Tim Tebow stuff, it's like every little thing Urban Meyer does, he just gets completely like crucified for it, man. It's, you know, a lot of people are against him.
And that's not going to change. And it was the same way when he was in college. There's just people out there that just don't like the guy, and they're going to pick apart everything. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We'll see what product he puts on the field. Well, I happen to believe, I don't know if it'll be this year, but within the next 2 or 3 years, I think that it's all about fit, especially in the NFL. It's all about fit. I mean, if Urban Meyer was to go be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, for example, I think it's a death sentence. Right. I mean, tell me a little bit about Shad Khan. He's not a Jerry Jones type, is he? From what I can tell already, from what little bit I know, is that he seems to have given the keys to the Ferrari to Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer is the one making all the decisions here. Like he's not.
Yeah, like the way Shad Khan has done it. Like when he first took over as owner, he just basically said, "Okay, this is my team, but here you guys run things. I'm out. I'm gonna go spend some time in Illinois doing my business." But then he kind of realized that like the whole absentee owner stuff, and he realized how terrible the franchise has been doing. So lately, like now he's around the organization a lot more, kind of in a lot of decisions. I don't think he's like, you know, swaying Urban Meyer wants to do this. He says, no, we got to do that. But he's more like actively involved, taking a more active role in it. But I mean, he's not like blocking Urban Meyer in any sense. So he's like Urban Meyer, we all pretty much know he's kind of running the show. Right. But Shad Khan's being a little bit more involved, but not Jerry Jones involved, where he's the GM and has all control of the team type of thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure they had that conversation before the hire was made, because Urban Meyer is not the type of guy that's going to be micromanaged by anybody. I mean, he's been that doesn't even happen in college. When you're a head college football coach, and especially an elite one who's winning national championships, you are the CEO of the football program. Now you have an athletic director, but they pretty much answer to you. You know, like the athletic director at Clemson is more likely to get fired before Dabo Swinney, right?
Yeah,
Dabo Swinney's the man. Same with Nick Saban. You can go on, so on and so forth. So I'm sure they had that conversation, and Urban Meyer's like, "Look, I want control of this. I want control of the coaching staff. I want control of the roster. And if it's not going to be that way, then I'm not going to come." So I'm sure that's the conversation that went down.
You know, it's funny because you kind of mentioned like a lot of people dislike like Urban Meyer. And I really think college football, like the elite coaches have a lot of haters. Like Urban Meyer, everybody hates Nick Saban. A lot of people hate like Dabo Swinney. And it's for what reason? These guys, like, you know, of course, Urban Meyer just kind of comes off as more of an asshole, and people don't like the way he kind of leads programs. And, you know, but other than that, it's like, what reason do people have to hate Dabo Swinney or, you know, Nick Saban? You know what I mean? Like,
every coach is different. People don't like Dabo Swinney. They think he's a fake. They think that whole, you know, aw shucks country boy thing is fake, but it's not fake. That's really who he is. But I have a saying, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers that hate on winners. And so, yeah, I mean, if you are great at the college level, people are going to hate you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I mean, the teams that are around all the time, that's one reason, like, you know, like in the NFL, everybody hated Bill Belichick, but it's like, you know, but when it comes to like the good coaches, like, you know, no one really hates Pete Carroll, but he's in there all the time. Andy Reid, nobody really hates him, but I think it's more so just since in college football, these coaches kind of run the table. You know, I think a lot of that has to do with like people hating on them.
Yeah, and I think recruiting has something to do with it too, which you don't have in the NFL. Obviously, you're drafting people, you're not recruiting them. So if Dabo Swinney gets a blue chip player, steals them away from Alabama or Ohio State, then the Ohio State fans get mad, and you know they don't like that. You can't do that in the NFL. You can't steal somebody. I mean,
yeah,
really.
But big shout out to Pigskin Pete, man. He is a Clemson YouTuber. I pinned his YouTube channel up in the top of the comments section, so go definitely give him a subscribe, man. Support his channel. You know, go to his most recent video, click like on it or something. You know, I mean, give him some, you know, help him out for the YouTube algorithm, man. But you know, I've known him. I feel like I've known you for what, 3-4 years now, pretty much ever since I started YouTube
for like 3.5 years now, and I think we started around the same time. I think.
I'm trying to think of how I even like began to know you. Was it through like the sport? I think it might have been through Rover Sports.
Maybe.
Which is very random.
It is very random. I don't even know what happened to that guy.
He's
is he around?
I don't know. He kind of tanks his channel, man. He comes on the channel and like puts on like a fake Southern accent and just I don't know. He's entertaining as hell. Like I love him, but you know, I don't think anyone knows what's going on with him.
Yeah. I guess that might have been where we hooked up. But you're one of the guys as far as NFL guys that I watch the most, you know.
Yeah. But I got to ask you about something. So recently you got in a little bit of you're behind Twitter jail cells, man. You threaten bodily harm on somebody. So I want to, you know, one thing that a lot of people when they're in prison and jail, they say, I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like they're never guilty. So did you do anything, or can you kind of back up yourself about why Twitter banned you for a short time?
Well, it's ridiculous. First of all, I've done way worse on Twitter and not got banned before. So I don't know I don't know if the guy reported me. I honestly don't know what happened there. But no, I really didn't do anything. Basically, the guy tweeted out how Trevor Lawrence was too skinny and he needed to gain some weight and he was going to get killed in the NFL. But, you know, he's too small. And I just responded to him. And I said, Trevor Lawrence could probably snap your neck like a toothpick. And of course, you know, somebody reported me or something. So they put me in jail it was only for 12 hours. So I didn't really care. But I mean, first of all, I see do you have people telling you that? Have you heard that before? Like the whole Trevor Lawrence is too small and too skinny thing?
I mean, if you see an NFL post about Trevor Lawrence, it's all bust, not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, dude, there's so much just negativity around it. It's like, dude, what the hell?
These people, look, I've seen Trevor Lawrence in person, you know, standing right in front of me. He's a massive human being. He's like 6'5", 230. He'll fill out and gain maybe another 15 pounds or so. But skinny is not the way I would describe Trevor Lawrence, not in the least bit. And he's probably, I think he's the greatest college football player that I've ever seen. And I know that people don't take what I say seriously because I have some sort of bias. But I'm telling you, I've watched a lot of college football in my life, and I've seen a lot of great quarterbacks. And I think he's the best one that I've ever seen. He's going to translate to the NFL almost immediately.
I mean, even Urban Meyer, when he was working for Fox Sports, he said that like Trevor Lawrence is the greatest college quarterback that he's like ever seen. So it's like, I mean, he was a beast. But it's funny, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, he didn't win the Heisman. I feel like a lot of times Heisman is like, I think Trevor Lawrence is like too easy. You know what I mean? They got to find like, you know, with these kind of players, like Tim Tebow only won the Heisman once. It's like they always want to kind of find like, you know, a hidden, like another gem. It's like, oh, we should give it to this guy.
Well, look, the Heisman to me is just a popularity contest. You know, it's a stat contest too. And in Trevor's case and Deshaun Watson's case, whenever he was at Clemson, Deshaun Watson came pretty close to winning a couple times. But you know, Clemson's blowing these teams out at halftime, and they don't play the second half. So meanwhile, you got players for Oklahoma that are just putting up massive numbers. You know, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. These guys, they're playing the entire game and just putting up massive numbers. So that's the Heisman, the knock on the Heisman. The bottom line is Trevor Lawrence could have been drafted after his freshman year.
Hey, I'm still here. I just got to change the battery pack on my.
Trevor Lawrence could have been drafted after his freshman year. So, you know, people could say what they want, but every single NFL franchise was licking their chops for this guy to come out. And obviously the Jaguars won that sweepstakes.
Dude, it's just funny because if like all these teams, like Jets fans, for example, they're all like, oh, you know, like Zach Wilson's going to have a better NFL career and stuff like that. But, you know, and they're all kind of talking themselves into like Trevor Lawrence. But dude, if the Jaguars drafted Zach Wilson, they'd be going nuts. You know what I mean? They'd be going like absolutely crazy. Oh, we got a sports jury raid in the building. Dude, look at this, man. What's up, dude. Dude, they probably got there's like an NBA playoffs going on right now. So, dude, I appreciate them for taking the time to do this, man.
Yeah, I love those guys, man. They're entertaining as hell.
Yeah, we've both been on their channel, dude. Yeah, they're awesome. I've known Sports Fury since they had like under 100 subscribers, which is like,
you know what? They were one of the first YouTube channels I ever subscribed to. Right when I started doing my own channel, they were still only like maybe 6 months in or something like that. They were pretty new.
Dude, they were really the people who started like the live streaming during games. Like no one, like when I started YouTube January 2017, and it wasn't like streaming wasn't really a thing back then.
Right. Yeah. I think it was a fairly new thing in general on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I know for a while there, like you could only live stream if you had a certain amount of subscribers. These days I see these guys live streaming and there's 3 people in there and they've got like no subscribers. So I guess they just did away with the rules on that. But yeah, YouTube used to only be, uploaded videos. Now it's, everybody live streams.
Yeah, it's I mean that then it started growing kind of thing. I never really at first it was a little awkward to me. I didn't really know like how to live stream. And then I mean once you figure it out, I mean it's like live stream is one of my favorite things because first of all, it's like a little less work than making a video because you don't have to edit
and everything. Yeah.
And then you can interact with people a lot better and it's easier to have like, like I can have you on here and I don't have to worry about like, having very formulated questions and what I mean. I just feel like it's a lot more. You can show a lot more of your personality when you do an actual like live stream.
I'm with you. I like the interacting with people. Of course, I do 2 call-in shows a week, and I love doing those. I just having people call up.
Dude, I love your call-in shows because you just have like literally just the most southern like ACC, SEC people call in, like the college football diehards, and just they sound drunk half the time. They're dude, it's hilarious.
Yeah, they are drunk half the time. Hell, I am too. So
I had one of your boys, George, call in, and like dude, my chat like hated him. I'm like I don't know where this guy is going, but like he's like I don't know. I just remember I was like I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy on Pete's channel.
Yeah, George, he's a staple around the college football community. He calls into every single live streamers that does call-ins. He calls in, and he's legitimately out of his mind. That's not. I mean, that's not a joke. He's a piece of work, that guy.
Dude, like he was trying to sell me on the Jaguars should just like wait and draft Kyle Trask instead of like Lawrence. I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna win me on that one.
Yeah, he's a Florida fan, so
yeah,
that's probably where that came from. But,
hey man, maybe he'll be back in here now that the Jags got Tebow, man.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows when George will show up? What do you think about the Tebow thing?
I mean, I think it's fun, but I think they're just making a huge deal about it for a guy that's like 90th on the roster. I mean, I cheer for players. I'll be rooting for him to make the roster and stuff. Like I don't know. I don't think he's gonna make it logically, but you never know with like Urban Meyer, and we've also never actually seen him play. I mean, but he puts in the work. But I don't know. I mean, it's a fun story. All the national guys are gonna hate on us because that's what they do. But
I mean, I honestly believe that this is more about just having Tebow in the locker room than it is on the field, because Urban Meyer obviously has firsthand experience about how Tebow can affect the people around him. And I think that's probably more what it's about than anything. I mean, I don't know if I think he probably will make the roster, and I think that they will use him, a little bit. He's clearly not going to be the primary tight end, right? I mean, that's not happening.
No, but the Jaguars are so slim on tight end. It's like,
right.
And I don't even know how important tight end is to them because like, they it's not, I mean, they could have gone out and got Hunter Henry or Jonnu Smith. They got a lot of money, but even the other guys, like, they didn't go after Kyle Rudolph, and I mean, Trey Burton's still out there. So, and they didn't draft anybody. So I don't know how important the position really is to their offense. But I mean, one thing I saw Tim Tebow today, like there was a clip of him walking. Like he's he's in good shape.
He's stayed in good shape since he's been in college.
Yeah.
No doubt about what shape he's in. The question is, how good is he going to play that position? He's never played it before. And then plus the other criticism I hear is if they trot Tim Tebow out for any given play, they're going to know it's a pass play because there's no way Tim Tebow, they know that Tim Tebow is going to run out a route because there's no way that Tim Tebow is going to be blocking defensive ends, which I guess you could say that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, man. And then a lot of people were complaining like, oh, he only got the job because, he knows Urban Meyer. But it's like, dude, like that's life, dude. Like people get jobs because they know people. You know what I mean? Like, or, people get jobs because they make better impressions on people. Someone might be super qualified for a position, like overqualified for it, but another guy's going to get the job over him because, you know, the other guy had better conversation and held eye contact better. And you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, if we're going to complain about this, like complain about it in life, dude. Like in life, people get jobs because they know people.
The culture of the team is important. I mean, and I think that Tim Tebow brings something to the culture there. And again, that's the reason I think it's happening. And if it's not a salary cap problem, I mean, he's going to be making what, the minimum?
Yeah, minimum.
So what's the big deal? He's not a hit against the salary cap. He's going to be good in the locker room, and maybe he can actually make a few plays for you. So I don't see the problem with it, really.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Then people are just complaining, oh, these costing the guy a roster spot. It's like, dude, like they cut this running back who they drafted last year, and then like he got claimed by the Giants. So it's like, dude, like there's so many roster transactions being made. Like guys are, you know, every like dozen, you know, during training camp, you know, dozens of players are cut every day due to like injury or they just suck and they want to try out new guys. It's like, you know, I mean, it's just they're making a big deal out of it, and I mean, I don't know. Like I'm at the point. I mean, right now it's a big story, but you know, in 1 week I'm probably not talking about it because, like, you know, I just hope Tim Tebow doesn't really make himself available to media and just kind of hide so like the focus isn't really on him.
Yeah. I could see that. You don't want him to be a distraction is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's a potential issue that could come up. But you know, maybe a little bit of a distraction away from Trevor Lawrence and Etienne maybe is a good thing because it takes a little bit of the pressure off of them, you know?
Yeah. I just, you know, I mean, it's I mean, there's just a lot going on in Jacksonville right now. I mean, last year we were like Doug Marrone and Gardner Minshew and nothing else. We were just trading guys, but now it's like, dude, we have Urban Meyer. There's Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, now like Tebow's in the building. There's a hell of a lot going on right now.
Yeah, and you guys got some really good receivers too, right? I know Chark, he's good.
Yeah, I mean they got Marvin Jones too. I mean they got a solid like just set of receivers. Like I mean they got him some weapons, that's for sure.
Yeah, and don't you have Carlos Hyde too at running back?
Yeah, Carlos Hyde. Yeah, he's back here, and they still have James Robinson. So I mean they got some weapons, man.
Good 1-2 punch there with Hyde and Etienne, no doubt about that. I mean, Hyde's not much of a receiver, is he? He's more of just a runner.
Yeah, I mean, he's honestly when James Robinson is healthy, I really don't expect to see Hyde that much. You know, I think at most he might get like 2 carries a game. But you know, he's more like because he's the downhill guy like Robinson. So if Robinson gets hurt, you know, then he can kind of plug and play there. But I don't see him doing much, but he's a good backup option.
Yeah. Well, you put some weapons around Lawrence, and he'll unleash it. There's nothing that Lawrence. There's not a single throw he can't make. He's smart. He's extremely mature for his age. I'm sure most Jaguars fans have figured that out by now, just by the way he handles himself and handles the media. He's not going to be one of these guys you have to worry about. You know, ordering 20-something masseuses. You know, that kind of thing.
So I gotta on that point, I gotta ask you, man, like, you know, you come across to me as a, you know, sketchy guy. And, you know, it probably goes without saying that you go to a lot of massage parlors. And all I want to know is, have you ever seen Trevor Lawrence at a massage parlor? That's all I want to know.
No, I have not. I have not.
Okay.
I have not. No.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, the Deshaun Watson stuff, I didn't know if it was a Clemson quarterback thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we all say Ohio State quarterbacks never pan out in the NFL. Yeah. And then now, like, Clemson quarterbacks just love massages, and you know.
Well, at least Lawrence is getting married, so I don't think the massage thing is going to be happening with him.
Yeah.
But I am on a serious note. I am a little bit disappointed. I was looking forward to seeing Trevor play against Watson a couple times a year, but it looks like that's going to happen now. So
yeah, I mean, I'm all about sitting. I mean, you know, as much as I like, you know, some cool one-on-one battles, I'd much rather than trot out Davis Mills and just be an
well, yeah. I mean, Watson's, you know, forget the off the field stuff. The guy's, I mean, he's another one. He's great.
It's always funny. People are like, oh, like I want to, you know, like for example, like if the Jaguars this week and they're playing like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is questionable, they're like, no, I want to play Mahomes because, you know, I want to beat them at their best. I'm like, dude, hell no. Give me the easier win. Like I don't need to prove anything. Give me the dub. You know what I mean? I don't care about pride. Like, You know what I mean? This is win or loss. And the same thing with like the Texans. We're 0-6 against Deshaun Watson. We've been swept 3 seasons in a row. Like, give me, the Brock Osweiler, Matt Schaub Texans, not the resurgent Deshaun Watson one.
God knows. Are they the worst franchise in football right now? They've got to be, right?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, there's gonna be a lot of bad teams. Like, I think the Lions are gonna be really bad. I think the Eagles are gonna be really bad. There's who knows with the. I mean, I think the Falcons might be kind of bad, even though they have a new coach, so maybe they might try a little harder.
One
team.
All those teams are going to be bad, but I don't think, as far as the ineptitude and just the way that the organization is run, I can't think of one that's run worse than the Texans right now. I mean, they're all.
Oh yeah, it's bad, dude. You guys, I think because you're a Carolina Panthers fan, you guys probably made a mistake by hiring Matt Rule a year early, because you guys might have been in the competition with the Jaguars and Jets to get Trevor Lawrence.
Definitely,
because he overperformed. Matt Rule overperformed with that roster.
Yeah, I'm still, the jury's still out on Matt Rule. I'm still not sure of how much I like him at this point. And same with the Joe Brady hire. I get the hire, but I'm not liking some of the moves. First of all, I didn't like the Teddy Bridgewater move that they made, and then I think that they really kind of missed the boat with not getting Justin Fields this year. I mean, they could have got him at number 8, and they
didn't even have to move, and they could have gotten him.
They didn't even have to move, and so
I don't think they were, honestly. I have a feeling that they were, like, going back, if they knew he would have been there, I don't think they would make the Sam Darnold trade. But I didn't think they wanted to feel like all of a sudden, like, boom, like the top 4 quarterbacks gone, and they have to, like, right. I mean, if I'm a Panthers fan, I don't know how excited I am for Darnold.
I'm not excited. I'll just go ahead and tell you. I mean, I'm not excited. I don't think he's terrible. Okay, I understand that there was a lot of problems at the Jets that were out of his control. But here's the thing, man. To win, the goal as a fan is to win a Super Bowl, right? Now, not only one team can win every year. I get that. So people say, "Well, you're setting your expectations too high." If you're the owner, coach, or whatever fan, your goal should be to win a Super Bowl, and you can't do it in today's football without an elite quarterback. And I think Sam Darnold is an average at best quarterback. I think he's got a ceiling,
Yeah, I agree with you there. Shout out to JL Carnal to our donation. He says, Tim Tebow on the Jaguars. Let's go. Yeah, man, that's big. And thank you for the donation. And now going back to your point, man, like nowadays in the NFL, man, I mean, you have teams moving on from good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like Marcus Mariota, like, I don't think he was a bad quarterback. He just wasn't like elite. You know what I mean? I don't like, and even like Jameis Winston, like, I don't think he was a bad quarterback. I mean, I think he's good, but they have to move on from him. And it's the same thing with like Jimmy Garoppolo. And it's like nowadays, I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, just a quarterback play now, they set the standards so damn high where it's like, it's dangerous, because it's like, if you're like Derek Carr, it's like, they probably should move on from him, but he's like a good quarterback. So it's hard to, get, you know what I mean?
If you're in the top, if you're like in the top 15 quarterbacks in the NFL, it's hard to move on from that guy. And that's where Derek Carr is, right? He's probably
he's like top 15, top 20.
Yeah, right. And so it's hard to move on from a guy like that, unless you can find something that's obviously better, like a Deshaun Watson in a trade or something like that. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, the last time a team won a Super Bowl with a quarterback that wasn't very good was the Broncos in 2015 against Carolina. That was Peyton Manning's last season, and he couldn't even throw the ball 20 yards.
Oh, he was awful.
He was awful.
That's one thing annoying. It's like Peyton Manning has 2 Super Bowl victories, but it's like, dude, he has 1. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was an all-time great defense they had that year. I mean, their defense was just great. So,
dude, I've never seen such a great player. Like, man, he was just bad his last year. Like, I mean, I haven't been. I mean, Drew Brees kind of the same way last year. Drew Brees didn't look like himself. But he wasn't as bad as Manning, though. I didn't think.
Probably not as bad, but he might have been that bad this year if he came back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and it was kind of sketching me out because like he waited a while to announce his retirement, but I mean, he was not as good. His last year, the ball didn't. I mean, the dude give him some credit, man. That dude was banged up, man. Like he was playing with broken ribs, and you know what I mean. If I'm 40 years old, I might just hang it up and enjoy having a family of 6 kids or however much they have.
Yeah, Breeze had a rough go of it, didn't he? First of all, he got in trouble with the whole, kneeling for the flag thing.
Yeah.
And then he went out and had a terrible season physically. He's just like, man, screw this. I'm out. I don't blame the guy for retiring.
Yeah, it's but I mean, I guess this year are they trying? I guess Jameis I don't even know, because they re-signed Taysom Hill and they have Jameis Winston. So I wonder, is this going to be Jameis's team? I wonder.
I would think so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that offense is weird. I mean, they're going to use Taysom a lot, but they like to sling the ball around, and I don't think Taysom's the guy that's going to be slinging the ball all over the field. Jameis Winston can do that. The problem is he throws it to the other team too much.
I mean, I think it's a good offense for him because, I mean, they do a lot of like swing passes and they also just throw the ball deep a lot. I mean, it's a very quarterback friendly kind of system. But I mean, that's a tough division, man. NFC South. That's one thing, like, with the Jaguars, it's like we talk about, oh, the Jaguars might be able to sting it to the playoffs. And a lot of it is because, like, we don't, like if we're in the Jets division, it's like, dude, we got to worry about the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots. With the Jaguars, it's like, okay, like the Titans, who just lost like a bunch of players and their offensive coordinator. You look at the Texans, obviously, are just like going down a toilet bowl. Then the Colts, I mean, they have a decent roster, but I think Carson Wentz sucks.
You think you don't think he's going to be good there?
I mean, I think he'll be better just because the Eagles are such a bad situation. But I mean, the dude he looks like mechanical out there, dude. Like, he looks like he has robot limbs. Like, you know what I mean? He has these huge braces around his knees, and I don't know. It's just, he looks so broken.
Well, my fire alarm is going off in my house. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll let you go take care of that. Here, I'll just put myself big for now. Alex says, imagine Tim Tebow throwing a TD pass to Trevor. Dude, I like the Tim Tebow thing, but I'm not rooting for him to be a Taysom Hill. I don't want to see Tim Tebow throwing the ball at all. But that's just me. Junior Jax Press says the Panthers are a QB away. Their roster is good overall play competitive last year. Yeah, I agree. It's just, I mean, I've never been big on Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's that good. And I mean, we'll see. I mean, if he can kind of upgrade a little bit, it could be something. But Versailles says this is Derek Carr's last season. If he don't help, at least the Raiders get playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough for them because like the Raiders, I mean, they're just never in a good position to really grab a quarterback. All right, so we'll bring Pete back in here. Yo, did you get that taken care of?
Yeah. The good news is the house is not burning down, so everybody
That's good.
Doesn't have to be concerned about that.
I would have felt bad.
Yeah. My wife burned some popcorn. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I had to remove some fire. Like, I have like 4 in the kitchen. I'm like, why did they put like 4 fire alarms in here?
And the fire alarms in my house are super sensitive. Like if you just from cooking on the stove, you can set it off. It goes off all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
dude, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And then you have to go up there and like poke it with like a stick.
I got to stand up on like a stool and
Yeah. My dog, I mean, my dog's a chill dog, but he hates that fire alarm noise, man. Like, he goes crazy.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Charlie Boy says, what away games are you going to, UCF? I'm going to I'm actually going to Seattle this year, the Seahawks. So that should be a lot of fun. But guys, we're here at Pigskin Pete. I linked his channel up above, his YouTube channel. So definitely go check him out, man. He does a lot of call-in shows. He's does Clemson videos, also just like ACC and college football videos. And also, what's your Twitter handle?
It's at Pete Pigskin. You could probably just go on Twitter and type in Pigskin Pete, and it'll come up.
I put his at here. I hope it's correct. But
that's right.
Go check him out. I mean, he's fighting the Trevor Lawrence fight. I mean, he's getting banned from Twitter for defending our guy when everybody just wants to like diss him like crazy.
I love messing with people on Twitter.
I do too. I
see you do the same thing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, before I got a big following on Twitter. Like, oh my God, I was just pretty much a troll account. I just love to, because like, dude, like, I can just, especially with Titans fans, like I can put out a tweet, like a troll tweet. I don't have to at anybody, just anything about like the Titans, and like my tweets will get circulated around Titans Twitter, and they'll be like, look at this guy. And then like I just reply back to them with just like the most like, troll bait stuff and just the most uninformed, and it's so funny because they freak out. It's like, dude, they take this stuff so seriously. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's easy to push people's buttons on Twitter. That's for sure.
Dude, people just get so butthurt, and oh my God, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But I like you because like people will leave like comments on your channel and you just like expose them on Twitter.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll put comments from the YouTube channel on Twitter and put them on blast.
Because college football, I feel like there's a lot more like shit talk in college football.
Oh, there's a ton of it, and there's some real hate too between some of these these colleges. I mean, there's no love between Clemson and South Carolina. I mean, it's one of the most underrated rivalries, if you want to call that. I mean, it's over history. It's been a domination really by Clemson, but the fan bases do not like each other. I mean, I've seen people get fans out at a bar and stuff getting in physical fights over football. So it's it can get heated sometimes.
I mean, it's super similar with Florida and Florida State, but just the thing about it is like they're just never good at the same time. It seems like, what I mean? It's always like every year it's like one team is just a heavy favorite and like they all know what's going to go down. It's it was like that when the Gators were winning championships in the mid 2000s. Then in the Jameis Winston era, that was when they had like McElwain and the Gators were just awful. And then like, last year the Seminoles are awful and the Gators have been good. So it's like, it's a good rivalry. I mean, I know I was a Gator fan growing up, and I mean, the teams were like a little more evenly matched back then. Yeah. But, lately, unfortunately, the, rivalries has been dimmed down a little bit.
And then you've got the Miami effect too, because you got 3 teams in Florida. The Miami fans, and they have their own thing with both Florida and Florida State as well. So it's kind of like a triangle thing there.
Yeah. The Miami stuff is fizzling out a little bit just because the Gators don't play them as much. Like back in the day in the 80s and 90s, they used to play like every year. But now it's like, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of Miami fans around, really. I guess it's just.
Well, on YouTube, there's a shit ton of them. I can promise you, I got a ton of. There's one in here right now. Traveling Fools in the chat. He's a Miami guy.
Is he a Miami guy? You got your guys in here?
And it's not even close as far as YouTube goes. Content creators. There's more Miami. There must be 50 of them. I'm not even.
Is that right?
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a college football guy, so I don't follow as many. I mean, I follow like you and like Uncle Lou, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've got a ton of Miami fans on my channel. I'd say them and Georgia fans are probably the 2 biggest supporters of mine, even more than Clemson, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I piss a lot of Clemson fans off, you know how that goes.
Oh yeah. Do you hope like that the ACC gets a little bit better when it comes to like more like relevant games?
Yeah, just as a fan, I want to see, I want to get more excited about seeing the games every week.
Because it sucks. Like for example, like if you guys play like, this weekend you play like Wake Forest, and it's like, it's just not, what I mean? It's because it's like, okay, we got to kill these guys. And if we're not killing them, then it's just like, what are we doing?
And I think it's sort of been like a roller coaster. The ACC has been good at times, and then they've had low spots, and they're sort of in a low spot right now. I think they're heading in the right direction, though. I think the Boston College is going to get a lot better. I think Florida State's eventually going to get better again. I think Georgia Tech is going to get better.
North Carolina is slowly getting better.
North Carolina is probably picked right now as the favorite to finish behind Clemson, or at least make it to the ACC championship game. So I think they're going to get better. It's just like I remember back in even just like 7 or 8 years ago. How excited I was when Clemson would play Florida State. Like that was a big game every year, not just in the ACC, but in the country. And Florida State's just been so terrible that it's hard to even get. It's like, are we going to beat them by 40 or 60 this time?
Yeah. And I want UCF to move to one of these conferences so bad, because it's like UCF, it's like, because we play like, against the American Athletics. So it's like, I don't really get super excited for games. And it's like, when we win, it's like, okay, we're supposed to win. But when we lose, it's like, oh my God, we lost to Tulsa, or we lost to like, Memphis. I mean, it's just not as, I just want to, I mean, any conference would be wise to pick up UCF, man. It's such a sleeping giant with it's like the biggest like TV market right now without like a pro or college team. Like, I mean, it'd just be huge.
Yeah, I would like to see UCF join the ACC, although I doubt it's going to happen. Who's this guy? Where is he at? Oh, Tuggernut. That's a funny name.
Tuggernut.
Who is Clemson's quarterback this year now that Trevor is gone? So it's a guy named DJ Uiagalelei.
Say that again. I was wondering.
Uiagalelei.
Uiagalelei. Dude,
Yeah,
how long did it take you to remember that?
Well, if a lot of people call him Uiagalelei. That's not how he pronounces it. So I'm assuming the guy knows how to pronounce his own name, so I just copy him.
Yeah, it's like the Tua Tagovailoa. It's like, once you hear it a bunch of times, you kind of get it.
Yeah, his nickname is become Big Cinco because he wears number 5. DJ does. So
Dude, one thing that drives me nuts about like analysts and TV guys is like when people are like saying names differently all over the place. It's like. Yeah. It's like, dude, like you're a professional. Know this guy's name and just call him that. Like, you know what I mean? Like Travis Etienne. I know it's technically like Etienne, but he wants to be called Etienne. And you hear like Ian Rappaport say Travis Etienne. It's like, dude, like, you know what I mean? It's like some of these prominent people. And I remember back in the day, like I used to watch a lot of college basketball. I used to watch Florida basketball. And there was this one announcer, he would call Billy Donovan. It's like, dude, like, how are you at this level and you're just butchering names like that?
Well, it's going to be an epidemic with Clemson's quarterback because it's a hard name to pronounce, and these guys are going to be fumbling all over themselves all season long.
But if he becomes really great, people aren't going to mix up his name.
He's going to be great. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. The guy he's a lot like Watson and Lawrence. He's just a winner all through high school. I mean, he's a massive human being. He's 6'5", 260. He's like the size of Cam Newton when Cam Newton was at Carolina. Of course, he lost a lot of weight, but early on, Cam Newton was a huge guy. He's that size now as a sophomore in college, and he's got a huge arm too.
Yeah, you guys are becoming quite the quarterback factor over there. I mean, one thing because UCF has been an underrated college football quarterback team. Like they had Blake Bortles, and then right after him, Mackenzie Milton was really good. Right now, Dylan Gabriel. They haven't been winning a lot of games, but I mean, he's actually a pretty damn good quarterback. All I know is like when your team has just a shitty quarterback in college football, it's just so annoying because it just plays such bad football.
Yeah. JD Nelson says, no, who says it? Junior Jags Press says, keep your eye on defensive lineman Brian Brzee. Hope to be a Jaguar. He'll be a top 5 pick when he comes out. I mean, he's a defensive tackle. He's a man child. He could go in the NFL right now. That's how good he is, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, so I guess we got to hope he's not a Jaguar because then we'll be top 5 drafting.
Yeah, he'll be a top 5. He might even be. He's good enough to maybe even be like a top 2 or 3 pick. Clemson's defensive line this year is going to be nasty. Miles Murphy, another one, defensive end. I mean, you
guys have been pumping them out like Cleveland Farrell, Christian Wilkins or whatever.
Yep. They're going to put a hurting on the ACC this year.
Yeah, you guys have been pumping out this NFL talent, man. It's just kind of, I mean, you guys have been around forever, but man, just since Dabo Swinney, how long has Dabo Swinney been there?
Well, he's been a coach at the school for 18 years. I think this would be his 19th year, but he's been the head coach for 12 years. I think this is his third.
It does not seem like that long.
Yeah, since 2008.
Yeah, so I guess he started become prominent once Watson got there is when the program started to change.
Well, no, really, it was before that. It was with Taj Boyd and Sammy.
Okay, I remember that then. Yeah,
Andre Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first 3 years.
It was just back when there was the two team championship. So it's like you didn't have a playoff. So if you don't make it to there, then
right. Yeah. And so the first 2 or 3 years was kind of rocky for Dabo. He's lucky he made it through that without getting fired, actually. But the recruiting kept picking up, and then they started. They've had 11 straight 10-win seasons in a row, which is the only team that's done that more is Alabama. So they're right there. They're at the top of the mountain right now in college.
Dude, I'm super excited for UCF because I hated Josh Heupel, and then Danny White did a huge favor and went to Tennessee and took freaking Josh Heupel with him, and then we upgraded with Gus Malzahn, dude. It was what a clutch move, man.
Yeah, old Gus Malzahn. He got the best out of that. They had to pay him like $20 million to go away at Auburn.
Dude, it was so funny because he was always like the guy on the verge of getting fired. Then he'd like go to the championship game and like it was like what do we do with this guy?
Yeah, and now he's got the last laugh. He's pocketed the $20 million that they bought him out with, and now he's got a job that is much less stressful than being at Auburn, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's in Orlando.
I would rather live in Orlando than in Auburn, Alabama. You know?
Yeah, it's like that's like Central Alabama. Like I can't imagine there's much around. Like, I can imagine like when these guys move to Orlando, like and just like I bet their wives are just like their stay-at-home wives are just like so happy with everything in like Orlando as opposed to like Auburn.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you come here, you got all these shopping malls, you got Volcano Bay, Disney World, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it's like
got back from there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a pass there, like a year pass. It'll be
We went to Islands of Adventure one day. We spent 2 days at Universal, and then the last day we went to Volcano Bay. We had a good time.
How are you went to Islands of Adventure or just Universal?
Both. We went to all three. We had a 3-part weekly pass.
Dude, so how's the new Jurassic Park ride? It's like a roller coaster, right?
Did we ride that? Oh yeah, we did ride that. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
Does it go upside down and stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they took down Dueling Dragons. Because do you remember that ride? They had Dueling Dragons and it like took that down, right?
Whatever it was, the red and the blue one.
Yeah, you know why they took that down?
Why?
Well, like at one point, because they used to call it Dueling Dragons because at the same time it would like, kind of like curve up with each other. But like there was one point where this dude, they were on there and this guy took off his flip-flop and like threw it at the other roller coaster and it hit some person in the eye and they like lost their eye because of it.
Oh my God.
Dude, imagine getting beamed in the eye and like your eyes is bleeding and you're on a fucking roller coaster. Like,
throw his flip-flop or just fly off his foot?
No, I mean, I think he literally took it and just like chucked it. Is from what I heard. And then they had to do it where like they were going off at separate times, so like they would never like do that. And then once they did that, they're like, okay, we just got to take it down and kind of redo how we do this.
Well, the weird thing was, and I think it's maybe changed. We went maybe it's been more like 6 weeks ago. It's been like a month and a half ago. But you still had to wear a mask in the parks, right? And they were super strict about it. Like they had people posted up like every 30 feet with a bullhorn. And if they saw the mask down below your nose, they would like scream at you on the bullhorn, like, hey, you shirt, put your mask up over your nose. And so they weren't playing around and they had sanitizer on every ride. I mean, your hand got sanitized like 100 times per day. But then we went to Volcano Bay and obviously you can't wear a mask while you're swimming.
Yeah.
So there was like no mask rules in Volcano Bay. Like they just didn't care. So it was weird.
They don't even now Universal, they don't require you to wear a mask anymore.
Yeah, see, they did when I was there. You had to wear.
Yeah, like I mean that just happened like last weekend. Like now, like Florida's getting a lot more loose. Like now it's going from like mask mandatory to like mask preferred. And
yeah.
I mean, I just got my first shot on like Monday, so I'm
yeah,
I'm ready to ditch the mask, man. I'm so tired of them.
Well, the other thing is they were claiming they were like, we have limited capacity to the parks and then everyone has to wear a mask. I'm telling you, there was no limited capacity. They were at full capacity.
Yeah, like limited capacity.
Yeah, they were packed.
Yeah, that's what these things. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to go there, but I'm just excited. I remember I was at a Jags game this year, and like I went to one game just to go to one. I mean, the Jags were so bad last year. I was never really like wanting to make the 2.5 hour drive out there to go. But like there were literally like people on mask patrol. Like they were looking around like, hey man, take off your, put your mask on. But I know one guy, like what he would do, he'd go to games and like, he would get popcorn and just like, so, like one by one, just to like, just so like he would just sit there and just slowly eat popcorn. So they didn't have to, do that.
Oh, I went to a Clemson game last year when they played Miami in Clemson. Of course, that was right in the middle of, the height of the, mask stuff. And they had one guy just walking up and down the aisles. I got yelled at like 100 times to put my mask back on. Guy was he was getting really annoyed with me. He threatened to kick me out.
Debo said, didn't you see Todd Wash leaving? I was leaving the Jaguar game. And I was like, video team was like, oh, we lost to Houston, and I was like, dude, there's like a fight going on over here. And I look, and it's like the Jaguars defense coordinator like out of his truck, just like yelling at this dude. I'm like, okay, like this is interesting. This is like gold content right here.
You should have took your phone out and recorded it.
I was like recording it, but it was awkward because I was on the face cam, so I was like, I was like out holding my thing like that, and I was like, I didn't really know what the hell I was recording, but it was pretty funny. But all right, guys, I'm here with Pigskin Pete. We're probably about to head out of here, man. I pinned his YouTube channel up in the top of the chat. Definitely go subscribe to him. You got anything coming up on the channel?
Well, tomorrow night I got a call-in show at 10 p.m. and I do a call-in show every Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. Usually goes for an hour or sometimes 2 hours, depending on how crazy it gets in there. And then of course I do a show with Uncle Lou every Monday night at 10 p.m. on his channel called The Lunch Money Show, and it is a show about nothing.
Yeah, so, it's pretty much what we were just doing the last 10 minutes. They just talk about nothing.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's fun. I mean, we have a good time in there.
I think I was on like the second or third like Lunch Money show or whatever you call it.
You might have been on like the second or third nighttime. So during the season, we actually did it twice a week during the daytime. Like at noon. And it was a sports betting show. We would go through all the college football betting lines and make picks and stuff. Well, after the football season ended, we decided to move it to nighttime and just, bullshit, just talk about nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I'm all about that, man. It's just like you're hanging out with the boys,
Yeah. Yeah. We have a great time over there.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we appreciate you being here. Shout out to Cameron, man. Shout out to Alex Beach, Kiko. We got Clutch B-Ball. I just do want to give another shout out to just all the members of this channel for everything you guys do with making everything happen. Be on the lookout. I'll be giving away a Trevor Lawrence jersey like this week. So probably this weekend. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Shout out to Mr. Rick James Jr. I see you, boy. Duval, Ocala Boys 85. Hell yeah. I was born in Ocala, so we are Ocala boys. But big shout out to Pigskin P for being here. We're out of here. Peace.